Hey guys, it's Stony here with some stock stuff. So I'm Stoney Stocks. Um, I basically just want to make a video kind of explaining what's going on with GameStop. What's going on more specifically with GameStop stock. Um, I'm going to do my best to explain how short selling works and exactly what happened and what's going on now. So for for the sake of this video, I'm actually going to use um, Dino the dinosaur here, and he is going to be a stockholder, and this Fig Newton is going to represent a share of stock. Well, what and Sonic here, Mr. Sonic the Hedgehog, is going to represent a hedge fund. Well, essentially what short selling a stock is the hedge fund is betting that the stock price is going to fall. So what they do is they go out to Mr. Dinosaur here and they say, hey, let me borrow your stock, your one share. So then Mr. Sonic the Hedgehog gets his one share of GameStop. And then when he gets it, he sells it at the current market value. We'll say that is $2. So that's 8 quarters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. So he then sells his stock for $2. All right. And since GameStop stock is falling and continuing to fall, he's going to wait till the price drops more. And let's say that the price of this stock drops down to $1. So then he's going to take $1 of his money that he made off of selling the stock originally, and he's going to buy back the stock. So he now has $1 and one share of stock. So he basically made $1 profit. So what he's going to do is then Mr. Dinosaur is going to say, hey, give me my stock back. Because remember, he borrowed it. He didn't buy it. He borrowed it from the stockholder. And so the hedge fund, Mr. Sonic the Hedgehog, is going to give his stock back to the dinosaur. And he's going to give him a percentage of the money that he earned. So now, Sonic the Hedge Fund has $1. Actually, that's not right. He has 75 cents, and Mr. Dinosaur has $1 and one share of stock. So the way that they make money, that's what they call short selling. So basically, the hedge funds are counting on the stock falling, and they buy in at a high price, and then when it falls, they buy it back at a lower price, and they sell at a high price and they buy back at a lower price, therefore making a profit. And in turn, they split that profit and return that borrowed share to the original stockholder. Now, I'm going to explain to you what happened with GameStop specifically. So, Mr. Dinosaur, Dino, loans his one share of GameStop to Sonic the Hedgehog. Mr. Sonic the Hedgehog then went out and sold his share to whoever for $1. Well, you now have created a short. So people online on Wall Street Bets actually went and looked and found that GameStop, their stock was the most shorted. In other words, the most borrowed and sold stock there was out there. So they're basically, here comes along, we'll say Mr. Average Joe on Wall Street Bets, which is represented by Mr. Larry the Lobster Guy. He comes by and he sees, oh, this hedge fund is selling this stock for $2. So I'm going to buy it. So Mr. Larry the Lobster Guy buys that stock. And now the hedge fund has $2. Well, Larry the Lobster Guy is smart. And he knows that the hedge fund has to give the stock back to the dinosaur no matter what. He has to give it back to the original lender. Because remember, he doesn't own it. So what happened was on Wall Street Bets is that they went out to all their people on Reddit and said, hey, this is the most shorted stock, which is GameStop, and they want everybody to buy in. But not just buy in and sell, but buy in and hold. So basically, Larry Lobster Guy is going to buy in, and he's got his one share, but he's not selling it. He's holding on to it. So now, what happens is, all these people are holding this stock. And so if the hedge fund wants to get his stock back, he's going to have to pay a higher price because of the fact that it's supply and demand. Because Larry Lobster Guy is not selling. He's holding on to as many shares as he can get. And so what happens is it drives the price up because people are buying, but nobody's selling. Essentially is what's happening. It's kind of a weird thing, and it's gambling essentially is what it is. So what happened with GameStop is all these people on Reddit, on Wall Street Bets, went out and bought GameStop stock and held on to it, and that drove the price up because these hedge funds want to make money, and the only way they can make money is if the price goes down, not up. If it goes up, it's going to cost them more than $1 to get it back. It's going to cost him more than $2 to get it back. It's actually going to cost him all of that to get his one share back, just to give it back to the original lender. And when this happens, the hedge fund has to put in their own money to buy the stock back. And all this money now, the $2 stock, now goes all over to Larry the Lobster Guy. And so basically, they call it a short squeeze. So what's happening now is the hedge funds are being squeezed out. And because they're stuck in the middle. They're stuck in the middle between the people that have the stock. They're stuck in the middle between the people that originally own the stock and want their stock back. Because they have to give it back. There's no way around it. So that's essentially what has happened. So right now, everybody is holding their stock. Everybody who has GameStop is holding the stock. They're not selling it, and they're trying to drive the price up as high as they can, and then they're going to sell it. And what's going to happen is that these hedge funds who's been doing this for years and years, and these stockholders who've been doing this for years and years, are going to lose. They're going to lose billions. They've already lost billions because no matter what, they're going to have to get that stock back. So right now, it's nothing more than a waiting game. It's a waiting game between the hedge funds and the Larry Lobster guys who have the stock. So let's actually go over to the computer, and I'll show you a little bit more what's going on. All right, here we are. Just so I can show you, I am actually vested in this as well. In other words, I own some stock. If you look right here, back in 2015, I bought 2 shares of GameStop. GameStop's stock symbol is GME, which is right here, and I actually bought 2 shares at $43.99 back in 6/3/2015. Hope you guys can see that all right. It's right here. All right, so if you actually go, I'm gonna pull up my stock trade account. Actually, it used to be Scott Trade. Now it's Sorry, it used to be Scott Trade. Now it's Ameritrade. So if you actually look at my account and my positions, which means how much money I have in my account or my earnings and stuff like that, is really not very good, because I've got a bunch of penny stocks and stuff like that I bought. Like I have some CHS, have some Airmark stock, have some Citibank stock. So my GameStop stock, which is GME right here, it is currently sitting at, and the market is closed, it's currently sitting at 87.29. So if you go and you can look, you can see the trends, the ups, the lows, the downs, the highs, all that good stuff. If you do like a 1 month, you can actually see where it went all the way up a significant amount here. That was when it was probably about $500. It was like $483. Sorry, I'm gonna move the camera around a lot, so I hope you guys can see this okay. It's not too blurry. But if you actually look down here, you can look and you can see this says shares outstanding right here. That shares outstanding is 69.7 million. That shares outstanding, what that means is that is the amount of shares that are actually owned by people. And of course I'm included in that. I got my two little shares. So if you scroll down to the bottom, you will see that there's short interest. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it's short interest right here, which is a percentage of the shares outstanding. Well, this percentage is 121.91%. So even though, we'll put this over here back to 1 day, even though this stock has been falling really fast, it's a false fall. It's not correct. And the reason why I say it's not correct is because all these shares that are shorted are gonna have to be bought back. So as long as everybody's holding out, that's going to drive this stock price up higher and higher, and it will eventually get higher than $489. So my advice is to hold. In other words, hold. Do not hold on to your stock. Do not sell it. If the stock falls far enough, you can invest in it. You can buy some stock. But when anything you buy, just hold on to it, because eventually these brokerage firms are going to have to come back in here. These hedge funds are going to have to come back in here, and they're going to have to repay or actually give back all of these shares. There was a company, I forget the name of it, that last week they had to do that. And they lost like $56 billion or something like that, or 5.6 billion or something. So yeah, so basically if you look, my two shares, where is it? I've got two shares in GameStop, and their last trade was at 87.29. The market closed at $90 today, which is down 135. But I'm still up because I bought mine for $43. So yeah, basically that's what's going on. Is that this is it's understand it's gambling and you're taking a chance, but it's almost a sure bet as long as people are willing, that have the stock, are willing to hold on to it. The longer you hold on to it, the more desperate these hedge funds are going to get, and the more they're going to be willing to pay. So guys, just stay the course, hold your stocks, don't sell them. If you can invest more and get more stocks, do it. I'm not saying this thing is guaranteed to go up. I'm not, I'm giving you what I'm going to do. I'm going to hold on to mine till, I already made up my mind. If this thing hits 1,000, I'm going to sell. I was thinking about selling last week, but I was like, no, I'm going to hold on to it, because Like I said, these hedge funds are squeezed. They're in the middle. They're stuck in the middle of this. And they're the ones that are going to lose the money. And they're going to have to buy it back. They have no choice in the matter but to buy it back. Either that or they're going to have to go out of business or get sued. So, all right, so that's Stoney Stocks first episode. And I just wanted to kind of explain to you, you know, my take on what's going on with GameStop. So I appreciate you guys watching. I'll be back at you, and I'll holla at you later, guys. Bye-bye.